Hi, welcome along to William Hill's 4-4-Tube. It's Robbie here from ArsenalFanTV, and we've got one of the top journalists in the country, Paddy Barclay, to lead off the show.
Thanks very much for that very kind introduction. John, you've kicked off a few times, sometimes even on the field. Kick us off today and tell us what is going wrong with Jurgen Klopp's team.
Yeah, it's been a very poor 6 weeks or so. I think it all started really when Lallana got a bit of a knock. And we were flying at the time. There's Mane doing brilliantly, Firmino in the false centre forward role. Lallana just tucked him behind on the left hand side, and Coutinho, and the balance was excellent going forward. Scoring goals in abundance, defensively wasn't too bad. But Lallana went out and he had to rejig it, the manager. Yeah. The balance seems to have not been right. Yeah.
Paul, you were nodding at just about every point that Aldo made.
No, spot on. Like,
so we don't really need you.
You basically don't need to watch the Red Men TV for the last 6 weeks. John just summed it up perfectly there. Like.
But do you worry about this? I mean, John mentioned the defensive problems. Do you worry about the shakiness of the defence against an attack that is as potent as Arsenal?
If Arsenal were in the bottom six of the Premier League, absolutely. Yeah. I think that'll be a major issue for us. But they're not. They're in the top six, and we tend to do better against the teams that tend to want to play football against us. You know, that's been Liverpool's biggest weakness, and in terms of the return of points, particularly our away form against bottom six teams has been woeful this campaign. So we've got a very good habit, especially under Jurgen Klopp, of engineering victories against good teams. Yeah. So even though I should be absolutely bricking it off the back of the Leicester one, I expect the result. I expect us to turn up and give Arsenal a good game either way.
There's not a danger of, 3 years ago when you were about 4-0 down after 10 seconds?
Yeah. You have to remind me of that game. That was horrible. I'll never forget I was at that game, and you know.
I was at that game too.
I remember commentating on that game. I remember you reminding me about it.
You didn't find it horrible at all.
But you know, it was a terrible performance. But to be fair, like last year and the year before, we should really have won the game, and it was only like in the last minute that Liverpool got equalisers in those games. I think it's one of these games where the two teams are very similar in that going forward they're both very good, but defensively both teams I think are very suspect.
Well, I think Rob, I think get your money on both teams to score. I think it's an absolute nap.
Right,
there's going to be goals, and that's going to be a great game.
You heard that? Check out the odds in the YouTube description on that one. Liverpool target games. Yeah. Almost like what is in European ease is known as almost like a small team against a big team. Yeah. Liverpool really seem to. Do you get that impression?
Well, I get something we've done a lot on this week is that I think Liverpool are more comfortable as underdogs because, and like Klopp said it in his first press conference when he came in, he talked about kind of like almost like dragging teams to the ground and like I'm paraphrasing, but beating them to death. You know what I mean? When you come against these big boys,
heavy
metal
football.
Well, all that like. But I think that's what we do in these games. We look at them and we plan and we plan. I still don't think, and this has been true in Liverpool probably since all those days of playing. Like, you know, that was the last time we were comfortable being the best team.
When you sit back and you play 4-5 and then maybe one up front, it's very, very hard in the manner which we play to break them down.
That's one thing I noticed with Leicester the other night was the fullbacks never bombed on, did they?
No,
Simpson
just sat.
Tight back four, and they couldn't.
Well, what Liverpool lack big time we haven't had since Suarez is a proper like flat track bully of a player. It's a guy who goes and he just annihilates all the teams below you in the league. Cristiano Ronaldo used to do it for Manchester United. When you've got a genuine world class player, he goes into big games against teams that you should be winning.
That brings
and just proves himself in those matches.
Quite
we lack that a bit.
Neatly onto the subject of Daniel Sturridge.
Now
he is the player that you would be looking to penetrate, to score goals, to be Aldridge-esque, if you like.
But Patrick, you know, I have
and
to
punish
say,
teams, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. On his day, he's the best striker we've got. We're talking about what's gone wrong with Liverpool when these players win on the pitch. You know, the four players. I thought, well, now Daniel Sturridge will get his opportunity.
He had a big chance,
you know,
didn't he?
consistently get games. He had chances. Not the same player, not scoring the goals, not creating the goals, and that was massive for Liverpool. Origi had this chance as well, never came in. No one took that opportunity, whereas when you've got a strong bench, a strong squad, someone will come and take that opportunity.
But this is the thing, isn't it? You know, and something Aldo did, because you know, being a Scouser, you've got to play for the club. You know, you get to do all you ever dream of saying, if I get to pull on that shirt, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to go out and die for that shirt. And when you see players and you think, I'd be playing with one leg. You know, I'd be running around. You know, because I'd want to do that for the club. And they're the question marks over Sturridge, and there probably are all legitimate reasons, but the more it goes on, the little doubt creeps into your mind as a supporter, and you start to think, is he 100% committed to it? But
do you ever wonder if he's more committed to God and himself than Liverpool Football Club?
Well, you know, the best players in world of football are committed to God, aren't they? You know what I mean? Good to have someone on your side, isn't it? You know what I mean? If you can have someone on your side, have the big fella, you know what I mean? But as far as things go, you know, that's...
God don't want him to play for Liverpool, maybe.
Funnily enough,
West Ham.
Funnily enough, Arsene Wenger once said, actually, in a press conference that he likes players who are religious. Because
I don't know if he liked me then.
Did he sell you?
Down the pub.
Did he sell you?
I went on a free transfer. My legs were going then.
Yeah. But I mean, isn't it all about work? Arsenal have got to go and run.
Well, that's when you need a few leaders in your team.
Yeah.
You know, John will tell you, when you're playing in games, there's always a period when you're under pressure.
Yeah.
And that's when you need your players to say, okay, let's soak the pressure up.
Yeah.
You know, and then we can get back on the front foot.
Yeah.
Now it's up to players on that pitch to sort that out.
Yeah. From when I see Arsenal, I certainly wouldn't criticise Sanchez for
not at all. He's the one who keeps...
Ozil, I think, is appalling.
Yeah,
I think he's... I don't really want to use strong language about a player who
slag off Arsenal on YouTube.
but for such a lovely player.
And what I'd say with Ozil, right, is that it's a player off form at the moment. Earlier on in the season, he was excellent. You know, he was playing well. He was scoring lots of goals, and I still believe that he can be an important. But you are right. His work rate off the ball is not great, but he is somebody though who can make things happen.
This is why I really can't stand it when you hear fans saying, I love our manager because he shows such passion on the touchline. That doesn't matter.
So when your team is like up against it, right?
Yeah.
As fans, you kind of look across to the person who's leading, and if you just saw him sat there, you're probably right, it doesn't have that influence, but when you look over there and he's just sat there doing his zip up. You know,
he can't even do it. He can't even do it.
Honestly,
it does get on the back of fans.
If you have ever seen him successfully do his zip up,
it's quite hard.
You should get an award.
Especially when it's like that.
I probably shouldn't say this, but I don't know what the odds are for Arsene successfully doing his zip up.
He's got a popper now. He's got a popper.
Yes. This is probably, to both of you, will seem a ridiculous question, but Jurgen Klopp's future, which a few weeks ago, before the turn of the year, we would have said, Jurgen Klopp, if he wants a 20-year contract, he just needs to ask.
Well, he got an extension after 6 months, 5 years.
Because the bond there goes beyond the players. It's between the fans and him, isn't it?
Yeah. There's not much problem with that at this present moment in time. He needs time. You know, another 3 probably transfer windows. We're the type of club that doesn't really panic as such. You know, we haven't won the league for a long time. You know what I mean? But there are certain positions that you have to, you know, try and maintain. And going out the cups as early as we did was a bit of a blow.
Have you heard any concern among the Red Men TV audience?
There's idiots everywhere, aren't there? Like, in all walks of life, everywhere you
can't call fans idiots.
No, I'm not calling the fans idiots. I'm calling idiots.
I beg your pardon.
Here's the thing, and look, it's a modern disease afflicting football, where if you lose 2 games on the bounce, suddenly and look, because those narratives have got to be there, because people have got to fill hours of content and 24-hour news cycles. You know, there was a point earlier in the season where Conte was the favourite manager to be sacked. You know, think about it, laugh about it, because it's ridiculous, isn't it?
Imagine Leicester sacking Ranieri. It just wouldn't happen.
Well, no. But look what Liverpool have lacked is a top quality manager. Like Brendan Rodgers was good, and he did some fantastic things at Liverpool, but we haven't had an established top level manager since Rafa Benitez.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a close game.
And what's worrying you? What's the worry in your mind?
It's basically the same thing as worries these guys. I think I call this like the bipolar derby. You don't know, you don't know what team's going to turn up. If the right Arsenal turns up, they can win. If the right Liverpool turns up, they can win. But both teams have a weakness in defence.
Who is going to be? I want the top 4. So if we start with John, what is your top 4? Come on.
Well, Chelsea's a definite.
And bear in mind, we're looking forward to a game that could.
I really do think it's
Chelsea
nearly impossible, to be fair, with the 6 teams in it. I think
okay, is anybody willing to be?
I think Chelsea definitely.
Man City.
Man City I would go with,
We go Chelsea, Man City, definite.
Yeah,
yes,
I think so.
And who are your other 2?
It's a free-for-all then.
If we beat Arsenal, and then we go on and beat Man City, I think Liverpool will finish in the top.
I think Arsenal would definitely be in the top 4.
Yeah. I think Tottenham.
And I think my top 4 actually, I don't know the
Arsenal
order.
will be
Yeah, come on, Robbie.
Chelsea.
At last, somebody's brave enough to get in the box there.
Chelsea, Man City, Arsenal, Tottenham is what I think it's going to be.
Wow.
Arsenal.
Are you going to take that line down?
Arsenal always get in the top 4.
United on form as well.
Anfield, what's the score at Anfield?
Easy, it's going to be another 4-3 victory for Liverpool.
That is one, I think the odds on that.
Wouldn't be surprised, to be fair,
Right? Could be.
Wouldn't be surprised.
You really wouldn't be surprised.
No,
But you think Liverpool can edge this?
I think it'll have goals.
The big game flavour?
You know what? Because of all the criticisms of Liverpool and all the obvious things people go, it'll be the defence. Liverpool to come out and shock everyone and just win 2-0, like we did against Spurs would be lovely.
I think it'd be a draw.
A score
Past couple of seasons it's been a draw. I think
a score draw?
A Desmond.
2-2.
Desmond.
Well, I certainly think there'll be goals because of defences. Both teams to score, as John says. I'll definitely be having a look at that. The odds are massively on Liverpool's side. I think they're decent odds, Arsenal. If Arsenal, the team that can turn up at Anfield, who we know can play well, then it's worth probably a small punt on Arsenal maybe.
You can check out the odds. All you have to do is follow the link in the description. Well, that's it for the 4-4 Tube, William Hill's 4-4 Tube. That's it. Thank you very much. See you next time.